On this field behind me are some of the most incredible musicians that you may have never heard of. We're going to take a deep dive today into the world of drum corps. Today I've been invited to check out a rehearsal of one of the world's greatest drum corps, the Bluecoats. Drum corps is a little bit hard to describe because it's part performance, it's part sport in a way because there's so much movement happening, and it's also a competition. What is drum corps?
Oh my God, oh no.
Oh God.
I don't know, it's
For somebody that doesn't know what it is, like 5 words. Competitive adult marching band.
Yeah. It's a place where the elite bandos of the world can group up and have a good time.
It's taken seriously as like its own art form, as like its own niche.
And when I say elite, I mean elite. Like the best of the best come here.
Yeah.
Bluecoats in particular.
Yeah, I was about to say the NFL of marching band.
Pay a non-profit to provide this experience.
Yeah.
It's part like just experiment and play. It's like, oh my gosh, this is just like the biggest art experiment. It's the biggest to have, you know?
It's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's very rewarding though.
Drum corps is also a youth activity, so it's limited to young folks aged 21 and under.
All the age-out people write numbers on their arms for how many days.
You have 9 days left of drum corps.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm trying to soak everything in and enjoy it all. I'll never perform for crowds this large again. I'll never do something quite like this ever again. So I'm trying to soak it all in, but also I have a lot of very exciting things waiting for me in my normal life. So I'm excited to get back to that too.
So the performers are scored on a bunch of different categories. There's actually judges running around on the field during the performance, taking notes into a tape recorder.
Yeah, there's excellent control. Nice shaping of the rolls.
And so the group will receive a score for things like individual sections, percussion, brass, and so on.
Solid! What on earth? That was hot!
As well as the visual effect of the show.
Good clarity right on the step up.
Then there's also a score you get for the general musical effect.
Woo! Okay, I got goosebumps.
And so the group spends the entire summer perfecting this one show.
Well, is that on the spot? Is it 4 spot?
Hey, at that note.
Oh, you like better 4 or 5?
Same thing, stand still. Yeah.
Make sure we don't lose quality and we get to the top of that crescendo. It's a little tight there. Make sure that left hand isn't slow. Let's march and play.
This is definitely a special video for me to make. It's one that I've wanted to make for a long time. Drumline was a big part of my education as a young musician growing up. And this year is particularly special because the Bluecoats are playing one of my band's songs. And in fact, they're playing it right now behind me. So this is actually a song by my band, Sungazer, called Threshold. And they have adapted it for their show this year as one of the pieces that they're playing. Come a long way since I was doing this. I'm not sure that there was even amplification allowed at that time, but now a lot of things are mic'd up. There's sometimes wireless mics on some of the soloists of the horns. One thing that's happening more and more is there's electronics, there's synthesizers. However, they have very strict regulations when it comes to what you can or can't use as far as electronics. You can't have backing tracks, for example.
Yeah, things have changed a lot. And so like anything that's a non-vocal sample has to be triggered on a per note basis. So like the arpeggiations and things like that would have to happen all individually. One of the other things, and like my kit back here has it, we're also Evans artists, so we have the sensory stuff and everything. So we're planning on using the sensory things to kind of do some of those type of arpeggiations.
Just want to introduce Mr. Sean Crowder.
What's up, guys? Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. And you guys are sounding so amazing. It's really an honor to have you guys playing our music. You know, I marched Blue Nights indoor, 05 and 06. Where are my quads at? Yeah, right, all the way, quads. It means a lot to me, so it's really special that it's kind of come full circle in this way. Thank you and congrats on all your success so far.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
And despite all the changes of the last few years, some things will never change.
I think he is really good. I know. Yes! Yes! Oh yeah, you'll never get that one, my guy. All right, give me downs. Why are you so good?
So a typical drumline rehearsal will begin with a 30 to 60 minute warm-up. A very extensive review of the basic fundamental motions, single strokes, double strokes, triple strokes, moving around the drums. After the warm-up comes the book, which is the music that is played for the show. Just observing how the drumline has been rehearsing, they'll isolate sections, so problematic areas or particularly difficult passages, and they'll run them over and over and over.
7 o'clock, we'll warm up for like half hour usually. Music ensemble for like 45 minutes. Everything but the color guard. 8:15 will be everybody until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Kind of hitting a few spots that we've changed. Endurance, confidence, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
that's where we
just
are.
putting in the reps.
Yep.
All right, Bluecoats Music Ensemble, fantastic work. Go ahead and grab a quick swig of water, business water, and then we're coming back to page 6.
The sheer distances involved with drum corps presents some unique challenges. Because sound itself travels at only about 1 foot per millisecond, that's very slow compared to the speed of light. If you're separated from other musicians by, say, 100 feet, you now have a 100 millisecond delay to deal with. And that may not sound like a lot, but that's huge in musical terms. Listen to the delay between the metronome at the back of the field and the brass at the front. To compensate for this, there are 2 rules. One is that you always listen back and never forward. And 2, you always play with the hands. In other words, visually in time with the drum majors.
Hey, second trumpets and third trumpets, raise your hand. Repeat after me. I will enter on the hands. I will not listen forward to the trumpets in front of me. XOXO. Insert name here.
So you could almost think of this like surfing, where you have a wave of music traveling from the back of the field, and you want to catch that wave and play at the exact moment that that music is arriving, so that your music will be in time with that tsunami wave of music going forward.
All right, you're listening forward, you're entering late with your ears in front of you, and then each successive trumpet group, seconds and then thirds, is sounding late and then bogging the entire trumpet ensemble sound. Do not do that. Your entrance is on the hands. Go again, Tony. trumpets. Entrances are so much better now. That is a good correction that we need you to become consistent on, and we're going to give you more reps on it. Does it make sense? Reset, do it again. So hey, Bluecoats, we know we've got that in us now, yeah? Yeah, that's awesome. So we have to do that from now on. That's great to watch. That was enjoyable. You brought me down to the field. Yes, thank you. We've got to do that all the time from now on. Yes?
After a long day's rehearsal, the night always ends with a full run-through of the entire show.
Hey, Bluecoats, I just want to make sure that this is actually said out loud. Hey, you guys aren't saving anything in the tank right here, right? No! Like, we're going to go after this thing like you don't have anything to do after that, right? Yeah, look, the most amazing part of our show is right here, and it's powerful, and it's all about your performance. So just go for it, all the way to the end. We can get some air and some water when we get in the tunnel. Yes? Awesome.
To the right, to the right, to the right. Look out! Look up front! Take first, let's go, move!
It's been really, really inspiring and informative and fun to be over there with the Bluecoats, watching how they do it. You know, working hard, long days, 8-10 hours a day. And all of this is for the purpose of putting on a performance. So tonight is their chance to put all this hard work to work. Welcome to The Lot. It is quite simply a parking lot, or a park in this case, with a bunch of drums in it. And for many drummers and musicians who come to see these shows, The Lot is the real event. So this is where the corps come and warm up, they play through their exercise routine, and then they'll start rehearsing the music. And you can spend an entire evening out here without even going into the show. There's a giant crowd that's already gathered here to watch the Bluecoats warm up. It's a bit of a show in and of itself.
Oh my God!
Man, nothing gets me more pumped than the sound of drums in a parking lot. It's just this memory I have of being in high school playing in drumline and hearing all the different groups warming up. It just gets the adrenaline going. You know, drum corps is something that I've certainly gotten a lot out of in my youth. So to be here in this world again, and with the unexpected twist that my music is somehow related or involved in this, is something I never imagined. So excited to be here. All right, well, they finished their run through. Now it's time to wheel everything into the stadium.
All right, let's hope I don't get decapitated by these people.
So as these 2 days come to a close, I'm reminded that of all the things that drum corps is, perhaps most importantly, it's a community. One with shared values, a shared vocabulary and way of communicating.
The flam drag will push over the bar line. So it's like a grid based on that.
And a shared repertoire.
You guys know Cheesy Poofs?
Yeah. Yeah. Run it.
It's a community whose value extends far beyond that of the activity itself.
I think it's just a community of like excellence, and just it's the only place you can really get this many people to work together.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that about it, and it's definitely molded me into the person that I wanted to be.
I think it's a life lesson of learning discipline, actual life lessons, and just how to be a human in a world full of like screens and like chilling and like wanting everything like almost like a microwave. You know, like I learned how to like be more financially responsible just so I could save up to do this activity. So like I think this is a really good slap in the face of like what humans are actually capable of if they like just like put their emotions aside and just decide.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty much, yeah. It's like the definition of like going after what you want. It's like drum corps.
Yep.
And at its finest to me.
You know, it's one thing to see videos online, it's another thing to come to a show, and it's a whole other thing entirely to see it from 10 feet from the field. That was incredible, and I just want to thank Matt Jordan and Tom Rarick for bringing me in on this and for choosing to play our song in the first place. You know, drum corps has meant a lot to me personally. It's been a large part of my journey as a musician, and this means a lot. Thank you to all the players and performers themselves. It takes a community to make this happen, and there is one hell of a community here at the Bluecoats. You guys should be proud.
What?